We have already discussed a possible response and what it could look like. Let's just dig deeper into what happened on Sunday, what unfolded. Like I just told you, Iran launched drones and missiles directed at Israel. And you know what Israel said? 99% of these were intercepted. 99%. That's the success rate that Israel is patting itself on the back for. Basically, according to Israel, its report card on the Iran attack is looking great. What about Iran? Well, Iran has rated its performance as one that exceeded expectations. It says that the success was more than expected. So if both sides were successful, who won? Who lost? Whose success is it anyway? And what happens when both sides claim success? Well, a war of narratives breaks out. And the tricky part about a war of narratives is that both sides claim victory. Like any other war, both sides want to win it. And why not, after all? In this case as well, there are claims of victory from both sides. Let's break them down for you. More than 200 missiles and drones were sent directly towards Israel. The operation was called True Promise. And with the attack, Iran stuck to its promise of retaliation and delivered. You must have heard about the Nevatim air base by now. Iranian reports claiming that Israel's Nevatim air base and a military installation on Mount Hermon were the primary targets of its strike. And there are contradictory reports again over the impact on the air base. There are claims and counterclaims. Israeli officials are calling the Iranian attack as a quote-unquote failed retaliatory response. Iran, however, claiming it was successful in fulfilling its mission's objectives. But the very fact that Iran managed to tear through Israel and America's defense and managed what it did is in itself a reason for Iran to claim success and celebrate. Also with this attack, the Iranians who were angry over the attack on the consulate in Damascus got the retaliation they wanted and are satisfied. What was the actual damage to Israel targets? In one word, minimal. But that's just one way to look at it. For example, according to John Bolton, who was the national security advisor under President Donald Trump, the Iranian strikes represented a massive failure of Israeli and American deterrence. He was speaking to CNN. Now, obviously, Israel and the US would not agree with that assessment. But there's also the fact that this attack has caused widespread international alarm. Was Israel alarmed though? Nope, it was prepared. Remember, US intel had warned that Iran would attack within 24 to 48 hours, and it did. And when the drones and missiles were fired, Israel knew. It said they were hours away. There's also the fact that this escalation in tensions gives Netanyahu an opportunity to hope that some pressure is off him vis-a-vis the Gaza hostage crisis, at least for now. But we will get to the latest on the hostage crisis and where this escalation in tensions leaves that crisis in a bit with updates from on the ground. But going back to talking about how this works out well for Israel, Netanyahu may have also reunified Israelis once again in the face of danger, or so he portrays or claims to portray. And this is something that might help keep him in power. The US is also calling it a successful mission for Israel. In fact, the White House spokesperson, John Kirby, praised what he called the extraordinary success of Israel's defense against the massive drone and missile attack unleashed by Iran. So back to that question, whose success is it anyway? Well, for now, success would lie in the situation not escalating. Success would mean avoiding a war, because the world cannot afford another one. Will Israel retaliate? The hope is it will not. Allies are urging it to exercise restraint. So will things heat up and turn into a dangerous escalation in the region? One man holds the key to that answer, and that's Benjamin Netanyahu. Will he pay heed to the calls for restraint?
غمرتوني بمشاعركم الصادقة. والقرآن دستورنا لا غير الله
To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.